welcome to my channel, John and Bibbs. Today I am going to put together a delicious recipe for you to freeze dry. We are going to do Philly cheesesteak poucho noodles. It sounds good. So what I got here, let's start from my left stage right. We're gonna have a cup of beef bouillon. I got 2 red bell peppers sliced, 2 green bell peppers sliced, 2 onions sliced, 2 pounds of strip steaks, 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 teaspoons of pepper, 2 teaspoons of my secret ingredient, which is Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning. I did 3 tablespoons of minced garlic, 1 pound of cream cheese, a half a pound of shredded Swiss cheese, and 1 pound of provolone cheese. That sounds like a lot, don't it? My stomach is growling now just thinking about it. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take our vegetables and get them all softened up. So I got my handy dandy Dutch oven just out of camera shot there. We'll get it moved in once we get some space here. And we're going to put all of our vegetables in my Dutch oven. Actually, we're going to throw our butter in the bottom there. We'll get that on and get that started melting. These modern contraptions run on electricity, and I guess you got to plug it in for it to work. So we'll put that on high, press start, get that butter to start melting. I'll put that on the bottom. That butter not quite softened, so it'll take a minute or two. We'll go ahead and put our vegetables in over the top of that. So we're going to make 1 cup of beef bouillon, so I'm going to put 1 cup of water in there. And I think this is 1 teaspoon is equal to 1 cup. So we'll put a generous teaspoon of better than bouillon in there. That's very generous. Now we're going to put the lid on this and let those vegetables tenderize. We'll keep stirring that as we're going, but while that is warming up and starting to tenderize, let's go ahead and slice up our beef. A lot of people for their Philly cheesesteaks use Steakums, which is available in your freezer department, but I thought I'd go ahead and splurge and get some real steak. Let's get rid of some of this fat here. Alright, so we're going to cut it this way. We're just going to cut thin strips. Alright, that's all cut up. Let's give this a stir. Alright, we'll continue cooking those until my vegetables get nice and soft. I'll do a little rearranging here, and we'll be right back. Okay, that's been going about 10 minutes. They're nice and soft. So let's go ahead and put our garlic, minced garlic in there. We'll let that cook for a minute or two. Alright, that's been a minute or so. I'll go ahead and take these vegetables out. put our steak in. And we'll go ahead and add our slap your mama and our black pepper. We're going to give that a stir, and we're just going to cook this until it's just done. We don't want to make tough meat, but we want it nice and done. Did I tell you we are preheating the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit? If I didn't tell you, I'm telling you now. Go ahead and have that oven preheating, because we are going to finish this off in the oven. Alright, that's been a couple minutes on there, and I'm just going to probably got a couple more. So I'll see you when this beef is all brown. It's not going to be crispy brown because of all that liquid, but that'll be alright. Alright, so I've cooked that until I don't see any more pink on the outside. If you like your steak really, really well done, then you'll want to cook a little bit longer, but I don't want to overcook my steak. We'll take a piece and just see what it tastes like. Oh yeah, that's good. Alright, take our vegetables, put them back in. Give that a mix. Then we're going to take our 1 pound of cream cheese that has been softened. See if I can do this with my gloves on. Take that cream cheese and chop it up into chunks and put it in with our beef. That's better. We're just going to add this cream cheese and get it all melted and incorporated into that liquid. Oh yeah, you guys see this? It's starting to look good. Stirring it, making sure all that cheese is melted and not big clumps in there. Still a couple more. Alright. Now let's take our Swiss cheese, and this is half a pound. We'll put that in there. Get that all melted. Alrighty, so that's all melted. Now that is a bit runny, but you got to remember we are freeze drying this, and if it's runny like that, when it freeze dries and then we reconstitute it, all the water is gone from that. It'll rehydrate very, very quickly. We can make this thick by draining off that liquid that we cooked everything in before adding the cheese. And that would be nice, but since we're freeze drying, we want to have a little bit extra liquid in there, because that makes it, for want of a better word, easier to soak up moisture when we rehydrate. You have to trust me on that. If you look at my Velveeta cheese, you'll see, like my Velveeta mac and cheese problem solved. Mac and cheese problem solved is the name of the video. I think in that one I explained why we water down the cheese. Alright, so we're going to turn that off. put this to the side. I'm going to do a little cleanup here and we'll be right back. Alright, so I have a 9x13, I think that is, casserole dish. Give that a stir again. And we're going to put a layer of this Philly cheesesteak along the bottom. Take some Pavlov, these are sliced Pavlov, and we're just going to cover that layer. Alright, I'm going to put the rest of this, I think, if it'll all fit in there. Alright, one more layer of Pavlov for the top. Alright, there we go. We're going to get this put into the oven that has been preheating to 350 for about 20-25 minutes. We'll just keep an eye on it. We want all that cheese to be nice and brown, and I'll see you when it's ready. Oh my gosh, look at that. Fresh out of the oven. That looks absolutely gorgeous. Bubbling away. I am going to let this cool down, and then we'll tray it up. It's going to take a while for that to cool down. I'll see you then. Okay, that has cooled down a bit. I'm just going to take some paper towel here and lay it on the top and soak some of that grease up from the cheese. Get me another roll in a minute. I don't think it's really going to be an issue, but we'll just take off what we can. Alright, so we're going to put 2 to 2.5 pounds, we'll see, of this on the tray. I'm going to have to get something to help that cheese, now that it's cooled down, don't want to break. Put that in the oven more for a texture thing when we reconstitute. As I say, this is soupy. If you were making this for to eat, not to freeze dry, you'd want to drain some of that liquid. Although, if I have any, fortunate enough to have any left, I'm going to put this over some Texas toast. Toasted Texas toast. There's 2.5 pounds. Let's set that off to the side here. We'll divide that into 10. Now I get these dividers from Retired at 40, freeze-drying supplies.com. I have a link for those in the description box. And if you use that link, it kind of helps my channel because I earn a little bit of a commission. But if not, you just go to freezedryingsupplies.com and they're there. Alright. There's one tray. I'm cutting through anything I can that on there. I'm not too worried about it because once it's freeze dried, whatever I can't cut with that, we'll press that and it'll go right through any of the freeze dried product. Alright, so there's my 2 trays of that, and I got plenty left over. That is going to be a couple days, and I'm just going to have that over. I'm going to toast up a couple slices of Texas toast and put this on it, and it's going to be delicious. Let me just taste that. Let's see if it tastes as good as it looks. If I find a piece of meat in there. Meat's so expensive. Oh yeah, let's see. That is going to be some nice poucho noodles. Alright, I'll get this in the freezer, frozen solid. I do not have enough ramen noodles at home right now. So next time I go to the store, I'll buy a package of those and I'll cut in here and show you how I prepare those for freeze drying. I do freeze dry them if I have room, because even though they are dry already, they're sold in a flimsy package. So we like to get rid of any moisture that we can. So I'll see you when I get the ramen noodles. Man, does that look good. Okay, I finally got around to getting to the store. Get these open and sprayed up. So what I have here is 5 packs of ramen noodles. I know you guys have probably seen this a million times, how I do this, but for the video I better show it. I just take one of these packs and they are folded over, and I just run my knife down the middle like so, cut it in half. That is 2 meal pouches. Pretty simple. Alright, so you can get all 5 packs on here. They're double stacked in a couple places, but there's not a lot of moisture in these, so I wouldn't worry about that, as long as it'll clear your shelf in the freeze dryer. So I'm going to go ahead and throw these in the freezer. Everything else is in the freezer freezing, not pre-freezing or pre-frozen actually by now, and we'll fire up the freeze dryer, and next time you see this, it'll all be coming out. I'll see you then. And here we go, my Philly cheesesteak poucho noodles. I ran those for 40 plus hours, like I always do on all my loads. If you see one of my videos, you know I ran it for at least 40 hours, unless I tell you differently. Just make sure those are cut. So let's get these bagged up. Now, we are going to put 2 squares of the cheesesteak in each pouch, and 1 square of noodles. That's all we're going to do. You can hear that ticking. In this video, I am working on a clock that is giving me some issues. I'm monitoring the ticking right now. So let me get these packaged up, and I'll be right back. Alright, so we got that done. They are in the bags. Let's get our O2 absorbers open. These are 300cc O2 absorbers. They come, I buy them in packs of 10s because I always do 10 meals. Works out real good for me. And I get those from topmylar.com. topmylar.com. Now we're going to get them air sealed, vacuum sealed. Put them in my Avid Armor miniature. Press that and press seal. There you have it. They are all vacuum sealed. And now I will just finish putting on my insurance seal. There you go. Quick and easy process getting those packaged. I'll get this all cleaned up and put away and let this cool down. And then we'll do a taste test. I'll see you then. Okay, I have worked up an appetite. So let's get a good taste of this Philly cheesesteak. See how it came out. The only thing about using that Avid Armor with the vacuum seal, it gets really close to the zip. We got there in the end. Alright, so let's take out our O-tubes over. That's rock hard, so it's done its job. Alright, so let me get my eyeballs on. Alright, so we said 3/4 of a cup is my standard to go. I got a cup here, so I need to bring it down to 1/4. We'll start off with that. Alright. Get that all submerged in there. Zip shut. Let that set for 2 minutes. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Alright, that's been 2 minutes. Give her a stir. That smells good. I'm wondering if I didn't add too much water. It's kind of runny right now. Alright, nice stir. Let that sit for another 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Alrighty, there we go. That's been a total of 4 minutes sitting. Give it another good stir. Oh yeah, thickened up a little bit. And I'm going to continue stirring this while I tell you about these bags, these pouches. I get these pouches from topmylar.com. That is spelled topmylar.com. And I buy them by the case. I like them because they are wider than they are tall. So it's kind of like a bowl, and you can eat right out of the bowl or the pouch. Topmylar.com. That's looking nice and creamy in there. Let's get our plate out, because we like to show you what it looks like. Let's dish it up. There's my Philly cheesesteak. Alright, let's dig in. Okay, so it's a little bit runnier than I would like, but I was kind of worried about my steak rehydrating. We didn't do any special treatment to the steak. Let's see, that's kind of tough. That's kind of tough. Let's see what it came out like. That could use another minute or two. Full of flavor though. Let's see if the noodles came back. Oh yeah. The noodles have come back perfectly. A beautiful, nice, cheesy flavor to that. So in a survival situation, this is gonna do. But what I'm gonna do, it's not as hot as I would like it. So I'm gonna pop that in the microwave for a minute just to heat that up a little bit. I'll be right back. Okay, that heated it up a little bit. Let's see if that has any better texture to that. If nothing else, it's going to be a lot warmer than it was with my hot water. Oh yeah. That's better hot. Got a piece of steak in there. Yep. That's coming to life very well. With those thick cut, I mean, I didn't cut it that thick. I didn't freeze it in a vacuum freezer like I've been doing a lot of my other meats lately, and I can tell the difference. But it's a very beautiful flavor to this. You know what this meal has done for me? It has proven to me that with steak, a good chunk of steak, a good slice of steak, what's that? About a quarter inch, a little bit under a quarter inch maybe. That vacuum chamber is a great idea. Now, I don't think I'm going to go whole hog anymore and put the whole big vacuum chamber in my freezer. I got one of those food saver vacuum dishes, and when I first did the test, we did the test with that, and it seemed to work just perfectly. So next time I do sliced steak like this, man, that is good. Next time I do steak like this, I'm gonna pull out that steak and freeze it under vacuum, and then mix it back in with this, or just lay it on the top when I portion out the noodles. Because that vacuum definitely made a difference on my other dishes. The good thing about the food saver ones is they don't take up as much space in my freezer. I got one. Now see, that steak's coming back now. It just took a long time. Compared to my meals, I like them to be ready in about 4 or 5 minutes. Man, John, your recipe for the cheese sauce is absolutely delicious. Yeah, that steak's coming back now, finally. I'll leave that to you. I mean, if you're not in a rush or out in a survival situation, you could let that sit for a little bit longer, but you're going to have to let it reheat it somehow, in my opinion. With those noodles, the sauce, and the steak, it's all got a beautiful flavor to that. I'm super happy with this. Which is at the beginning, you get into that steak, and you ended up getting a little bit beef jerky type texture to it. So that's the way to go. Now all that cheese that I use, I can see a lot of oil on there. So make sure you put some good O2 absorber. You might even want to put an extra O2 absorber in there. And I'm not going to speculate how long you'll get out of it. Several years, I'm sure. As long as you store it in a cool place, dark place, with a good O2 absorber in there. Man, I'm enjoying this. And you can't go wrong. Well, need a spoon to finish that off. I hope you enjoyed that video. Take my advice on that tip if you have the ability to do it. Use your vacuum food saver vacuum chamber dish and throw your meat in that after you've cooked everything. Trade up all your noodles and all that stuff. Just pick out your beef. Throw that beef in a container layered between parchment paper so that it don't all stick together. Let that freeze solid under vacuum, then remove it from the chamber and just put it back on your trays. And that meat will come back very quickly. So, hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed that meal. I look forward to seeing you next time.